I think it's very important to always follow your instinct and your intuition about things. It's like people ask me, like, aren't you scared about posting stuff on Instagram? Because, if you have like over 400,000 followers just on Instagram, and people are like, isn't that scary? The idea of posting something and having like that many people. And I always say no, like there's no fear in it at all, because actually I don't even think about it, because in writing, like through repetition, what happens is that you listen to your instinct and your intuition, and you never go against what feels right. So it's very interesting, like to me, in the creative path, like if you're people often more often than not, get into a habit of overthinking. And this isn't just in creativity, it's in everything, but we're just speaking in terms of creativity right now. And so they'll, like, let's say they write something and then they're like, oh, well, I think I like this. I don't know. And then they kind of go back and forth, like, should I change the wording? Is this good? Is it bad? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, really, you do know. It's just that the static of your mind, you're putting all of your attention into the noise of the processing system of your mind, as opposed into to your intuitive sense of the feeling of what it is that you've created, and that intuitive sense of your taste. Because at the end of the day, everything really, but creativity is all about taste. I mean, nothing is ever right or wrong. It's all about what feels right to you, what makes sense to you. Like, is that something that you want to see come into the world, right? And just querying that sense is like, it's like tasting food. I've heard it. I didn't come up with that, but I heard it described that way one time, and I really liked it. It's like you taste something, you just know if it's good or bad. You don't like have taste escargot for the first time. You're like, let me chew on this for 30 minutes and see if I like this or not. It's like you either like a snail and you eat it or you spit it out. It's like there's just two options. You're like, no, I'm gonna set this on the desk and I'm gonna come back and chew on it for a few more hours tomorrow as well and see if I like it or not. It's like, no, there's, because it hits you in this intuitive sense of like, boom, feels good, feels right, or it feels wrong. And creativity is the same way. If you can clear away and get out of that overthinking mode and the intellectual brain and just get into the sense of how the thing hits you. But once you tap into that, then all of your creativity comes from a place, as far as what you will develop into something that you actually would make public. It's like, yeah, well, it's bulletproof. It feels right. So there's no questions. So of course you just, it's easy to make things public that way.